Hi, thanks for joining us in the Finweek studio today. We're talking about online tools for entrepreneurs and using the internet to launch your business. Joining me in studio is Megan Hutton from MH Consulting and Zolani Meve from Business Partners. Thanks for joining us today. Zolani, we'll start with you. If I'm just starting out as an entrepreneur or an SME, what are the online tools that I should be making use of from the very beginning?
I think the starting point is if you're starting out a business, generally people start from a very low budget and therefore they want to minimize their expenditure and various things as much as possible. So you therefore want to see what is relevant to your business. What is it that I want to do, and can I do it in a cheaper way, or can I do it for free even? So there's various applications in the internet. If you go in there and Google online tools for entrepreneurs, a lot of things will come up, but then are they relevant to your business? So depending on what you need for your business. Let's say for argument's sake, you're looking for something, timekeeping for your staff members. Instead of going for the established and established products that are out there in the market, you may find something that is available that you can get for free or a lot less, but that is just as effective. And again, you may want something to do with marketing. There is various marketing guides that you may get. Or you may want documents, a simple thing like an employment contract for employees, etc. So it really depends on what is it that is relevant to your business that you want. But I think the important thing is entrepreneurs must be curious and understand that before they spend their money, there is possibly, and it's more likely that it will be, there is possibly something that is out there that they can get that will do what they want at a lot less of a cost or even for free.
So first of all, you need to understand what your objectives are, and then you need to do your homework. And I think what a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize is that there's a lot out there for free, as you said, or available for very little. So Megan, in your work with small companies, what are some of the tools that you recommend to them on a regular basis?
Well, I specialise in helping entrepreneurs and in particular solopreneurs, people who are in business for themselves, market their business without spending a cent. And a couple of the tools that I use is if one wants to build a website without spending any money, there's Weebly, Weebly. I also steer my clients in the direction of blogs. So there's blogspot.com, or my personal preference is to use, and I've gone blank on it now, is to use WordPress, yes. We also use LinkedIn extensively. It's a fantastic space for online entrepreneurs in the professional environment to get business, and I personally get a lot of business from LinkedIn. Absolutely, yeah. Twitter is another great environment if used in the right way. And I've seen a tremendous number of people leverage their businesses on Facebook in the right environment, again, used in the right way. It's not applicable and appropriate for every single business, but when it's used effectively. There, Kolani was mentioning timesheets, timekeeping for staff, and there's a fantastic tool called OurGuard that I have recommended for a number of clients, where you can create, if you are a consultant and you are consulting to different clients, you can create an account for each different client. You can even create a different hourly rate for the different clients. And most importantly, when we are consulting, we don't keep time of the non-consulting hours, which are hours that sometimes go to waste, that we can tidy up on and make sure that we're not losing those hours in our business.
So it's allowing you to be more efficient.
Absolutely.
And more productive.
Absolutely, and keep track of where we could be tightening up and not losing time in our business, because as entrepreneurs, our time is our money.
And when it comes to social media, you mentioned LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. What is the key? What is the secret, if there is one, when it comes to using these tools? Because everybody is on social media, but is it are these relevant platforms for a business to be on?
For me, there are two important rules, and the one is, as a business, to clearly define your niche. Because that then helps you to target your message towards your target market. And the more targeted your message is, the more explicit you can be about the work that you're doing, and the clearer you can be about getting your message out there to the right people in the right way. It's so important to be appropriate. And I also find that once one is clear about your niche, clear about your message, as an individual, as an entrepreneur, your self-esteem then grows about the work that you can do. A lot of the people who come to me know how to actually do the work. They can do the technical work that they need to be able to do as entrepreneurs, but they don't know how to market themselves. And as soon as we say, well, this is the work that you do, this is how you go about doing it, immediately their self-esteem grows around being able to market themselves because they can communicate clearly.
But now, Zolani, there are so many tools available. How do you choose the right one and really sift through the dozens and hundreds of products that are out there? Do you need somebody to guide you, or can you do it yourself? I mean, when you're a time-strapped entrepreneur, isn't it hard working through all the clutter?
I think at the end of the day, it will be about you as an entrepreneur and the knowledge of your business. Obviously, if you're in a business, generally you've got pals or people that you speak to or people that you benchmark the best way of doing it in your business. And if you have done that, then you will realize that these are the areas that have got shortfalls in, and these are the areas that I can improve on. You know, I mean, there is a lot of things that you could be doing in your business, but I would guess that you want to concentrate on things that are improving your business, and obviously in turn that are improving on your bottom line. So in that process, then you can say that going forward or for the next 6 months, next year, this is what I want to achieve in my business.
So again, it comes down to knowing exactly what your objectives are, exactly what your goals for the next year, 2 years are.
Exactly. And then having known what it is that you need, you want to then go out and shop for it. For instance, a simple thing, there's a lot of buzzwords that will come in year out. Now, I think one of the in things is something called cloud computing, you know, and obviously there's a lot of other people that are out there that are entrepreneurs that are going to want to offer that service and charge people for it. But should you be paying for it? Because there may be a free service for you to get into cloud computing without having to pay for it. Yes, particularly for your needs, because I think what ends up happening is people tend to over-invest on products that they don't need. If you only have 1 or 2 or 5 employees, perhaps the free services that are offered on the internet for cloud computing are enough for your business. But now, do you see that you need to have acknowledged that yourself? Otherwise, if I'm a salesperson from a company that is doing that, you may not have seen it. You'll end up investing in something that you don't necessarily need, particularly at that point in time. Maybe in a few years' time, you would need to upgrade on.
So it's coming back to your own understanding. Absolutely. And your own research. Megan, in your work with companies, do you find that they're scared of using these tools, especially people who haven't grown up with them?
Enormously. And one of the things that I say is, you know, if you look at LinkedIn, for example, there are now over 175 million people on LinkedIn. If they can create profiles for themselves, I'm sure that you can. I mean, honestly, there are, I forget the number of blogs that are out there, but if all of those people can sit down and create blogs for themselves, why can't you? You're not stupid. So it's just a matter of sitting down and becoming familiar with the software and doing it yourself. And we can, if we just apply ourselves and get over our fear, but it's also about creating a need. Again, it comes down to having a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail. And it's important that we revisit our business plans, our business objectives, as you keep on saying, and also looking at the competitive environment and making sure that we're not joining an environment that is already has a surfeit of other providers in it, because otherwise, you know, what are you adding that's going to be unique in that environment?
Okay, well, we'll have to wrap it up there, but clearly it comes down to understanding your own personal objectives, doing your research, and not being scared to take that step and delve in and do it yourself. Joining me in studio, thank you, Zolani and Megan, and thank you from the Finweek team.